All right, let's jump right into one of the most important topics you'll ever learn in Spanish, family. Seriously, from your parents to your cousins and even your in-laws, we're going to cover all the essential vocabulary today, and we're going to make it super easy to remember. So what do you say? You ready to meet the family? Or, as they'd say in Spanish, ¿listos para conocer a la familia? Let's do this.
You know, the absolute best way to make these words stick is to actually see them in action. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build a family tree together, one piece at a time. It'll help you see all the connections and really lock in the vocabulary.
Okay, so where do we start? Well, at the foundation, of course, the core unit, or as it's known in Spanish, la familia nuclear. This is your immediate family.
Right at the heart of many families, you have the spouses. Now, for husband, you've got two great options, el marido or el esposo. And for wife, you can use la mujer or la esposa. Honestly, all of these are super common, so it's a really good idea to know them all.
Now, this is a really important distinction you'll hear all the time, the difference between formal and, well, more familiar terms. For father, el padre is the formal word, but you're way more likely to hear the warmer everyday term, el papá. And it's the exact same thing for mother. La madre is formal, but la mamá is what you'd probably use day to day. And boom, here we see one of the most fundamental rules in Spanish grammar. Pay attention to the endings here. A son is el hijo. A daughter is la hija. See that? It's O for masculine and A for feminine. This pattern is going to be your best friend. It's the same for siblings. El hermano is a brother and la hermana is a sister. Simple, right? Okay, we've got the core family down. Now let's expand our tree a little bit, moving vertically across the generations. We're talking grandparents and grandchildren, or in Spanish, abuelos y nietos.
So, los abuelos are, pretty simply, the parents of your parents. And yep, that gender rule we just learned, it's right back at it again. Your grandfather is el abuelo, and your grandmother is la abuela.
Now let's just flip that relationship around. If you're a grandparent, your grandkids are los nietos. And you guessed it, the pattern holds strong. A grandson is el nieto, and a granddaughter is la nieta. See how consistent that is? It's awesome. Look at that. Our family tree is really starting to fill out. So let's branch out sideways now and meet the rest of the crew. Aunts, uncles, cousins, and nieces and nephews. In Spanish, we can group them as tíos, primos, y sobrinos. First up, los tíos. This is the word for your aunts and uncles together, basically your parents' siblings. An uncle is el tío, and an aunt is la tía.
And on the flip side of that relationship, you have los sobrinos. The children of your siblings are your sobrinos. So a nephew is el sobrino, and a niece is la sobrina.
And to round out this whole branch of the family tree, we have cousins, or los primos. These are the children of your aunts and uncles. A male cousin is el primo, and a female cousin is la prima. By now, that O and A ending is probably feeling like second nature, right?
So, we've covered all the relatives by blood, but what about the family you gain through marriage? This is super interesting. In Spanish, this group is called la familia política, which literally means the political family. Let's check out the key terms.
Okay, let's break this down. Your spouse's parents are los suegros. Individually, that's el suegro for your father-in-law and la suegra for your mother-in-law. Easy enough. Now for your spouse's siblings, they're your cuñados. A brother-in-law is el cuñado, and a sister-in-law is la cuñada. And finally, looking at your own children's spouses, a son-in-law is el yerno, and a daughter-in-law is la nuera.
Whew! Okay, I know that was a ton of new words we just threw at you. So before we wrap this up, let's do a super quick review to really make it all stick. It's time for a repaso rápido.
All right, you ready? Let's do a quick fire round. I'll say the English, you shout out the Spanish plural. Let's go. Parents, that's los padres. Children, los hijos. Grandparents, los abuelos. How about aunts and uncles? Los tíos. Cousins, los primos. And last one, your siblings-in-law, los cuñados. Fantastic job.
And just like that, our family tree is complete. You've now got all the key terms to talk about your loved ones. So I'll leave you with one final question so you can start practicing with your new vocabulary. Ahora, ¿quiénes forman tu familia? In other words, who makes up your family? Thanks so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you on the next one.